This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or Iglesianicristo.
Welcome to Diner Talk, where the coffee is always brewing and everyone has a seat at the table. Whether you're sliding into the booth for a quick bite or staying for the full course, we're glad you're here. This show serves up real talk about life, faith, and the flavor of life, the sweet, the salty, and everything in between. So pull up a chair, grab a fork, and let's dig in. Because the best conversations are always made to order here at the diner.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Diner Talk, where we have conversations worth staying for. So let's enjoy bite-sized talks with big flavors. So grab a seat and a mug of hot coffee, because today you're going to need it. For today's talk, it's like someone left the freezer open. To quote my mother-in-law, it's cold. How's it going, Mama Karen? Please tell us what's going on.
So while the Northeast is used to having snowfalls and cold weather like this, it's been unseasonably cold though. We've been having an unseasonably amount of ice, snow, sleet, and rain. It's been a lot to handle lately. So even though with a few more weeks of this to go, we'll discuss some tips on how we've been dealing with the weather so that we can maybe help each other out, because we have more of this to come. So those who are if this is going through it for the first time, whatever, let's share some tips to help us all out.
Yeah, you're right, Karen. And this is a very timely topic, especially this coming weekend where they're forecasting another snowstorm. So this is a very timely topic because everyone is going to be affected, not only, especially in our region, not only in our region, but I know other states who experiences winter will also be affected. So this is a very timely topic, and it's good to discuss topics like this because it helps us prepare not only for our families, but also for our neighbors and our community. And discussing this topic and showing this kind of care reinforces our Christian value of caring for our fellow men.
So let's get started. How's everybody been this winter season? Good.
Me, Naima, I am kind of half and half. I can't wait for the cold season to be over, but I'm also gonna be sad because end of winter meaning end of our skiing season. So I'm half and half.
How about you, Jeff?
Myself, I've been enjoying it. I've been keeping warm, but I just love the cold weather. It gives me a reason to bundle up. And the only thing I hate about it is, driving, because you got to have a coat with you. So most of the time my coat's tossed in the back, and, but I've really been enjoying it. What about you, Jeff?
Oh yeah, I have actually. It's funny that we started off with Maricel, because if you've seen her videos, okay, the Olympics are happening, but the real action is on the Black Diamond Slopes where Maricel is just going down. All right, so get ready for the next Olympics.
Stop it, Jeff.
But yes, in House Fernandez, we have been mostly staying inside. As you may or may not know, we have a new bundle here who is bundled up, although she loves kicking off her socks. But Karen, Mama Kay, just like you too, I like to get out and explore. As someone who likes hiking and nature and getting out like that, I live for the times when it goes below zero and for multiple days in a row, because the rivers get frozen over. If you can catch a waterfall, now's a great time. As a matter of fact, if you are in or around New Jersey or thereabouts, if you can get to the Great Falls, they're frozen over. I haven't been able to get there, but if you can, take a look. super cool, and it's like being in another world. But
Are
we've
you
been staying
talking
inside.
about the Great Falls in Patterson, Jeff?
Oh yeah, if you can
Uh,
catch it when it's frozen, it's cool. Although it is slippery, so be careful.
yeah, right. You have a different bundle in your household, Jeff. You have a bundle of joy, right?
Yes, we do. And she's a bundle full of milk right now and crying, but it's cool. And some of those bundles, those bundles are smelly.
That is awesome. So we've talked about preparing for winter before in our past shows. Have you, any of you guys, done anything different this winter season? Anything different from the past winter? For me, I'll start. Like I said in our last show before, I started driving in my snow tires, and so far it's been doing well. Like I'm not scared of driving after a winter storm because I know my tires are gonna hold me up. So, and also I don't like wearing snow boots in the winter at work, like in the past I would just wear my regular sneakers for work, but since we had the last snowstorm, I've been wearing winter boots because it's really tricky. Even after weeks, the ice were still there in my patient's driveway. So I've been wearing snow boots. I just started going back to my regular sneakers, but with this winter storm coming this weekend, I think I have to go back to wearing my winter boots. And also, I don't like wearing warmers under my pants at work because, like all day wearing that is kind of uncomfortable. But I've been wearing that. So those are the changes that, I've been doing recently. How about you guys? How about you, Karen?
Well, me myself, I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm just in the house a little more because I have a patient now. So I'm in the house a little more than I'd like to. And being in a house, of course, when it's winter, you're eating more. So I put on a couple more pounds, and my boots, my winter boots, Jeff is pointing to himself also. And my winter boots, I already had trouble putting them on. I just gave up on the boots. I just gave up on the boots because trying to put those snow boots on is crazy. So I just gave up on them and just went out in my sneakers. It's slippery, but I managed.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, I think for me, it's giving me more of an opportunity to kind of like clean things and declutter. Winter is really the opportunity for me to really like get my space and my surroundings clean. And I think clear space allows for your mind to have a sense of clarity too. So I have been enjoying being inside and kind of like reorganizing, regrouping, but I don't like the winter. It's too cold. I'd rather be outside. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love and enjoy the scenery because it's gorgeous, but I'd rather be able to go out and not feel the Arctic breeze on my face.
Yeah, that's the thing with snow, right? Like it's so nice to look at. Like, it's a beautiful scenery, like out of a postcard. But if you have to drive in it, now that's another story.
Yeah, absolutely right, Marisol.
But a good thing about being out in it, you get cold, you're freezing, then you get to go in the house and warm up with something nice and warm, a nice warm drink and a nice warm blanket. That's the other part of it.
Now you're making me sleepy. No, I get it. Definitely a cozy moment. I look forward to going home every day.
And yeah, Naima, you are wearing like an awesome sweater. It is turtleneck season. So,
yes,
if you're a fashionista like Naima, you got it. Right? As a matter of fact, Naima, keep talking because we want to see that turtleneck.
Go ahead, bro.
That's what's up. Yeah. And for us, it's our first stormy winter in this house. So it's a new environment for us. We are keeping an eye on the trees. So, sometimes when there's a storm, the ice and snow accumulate and then some trees might topple over. So we are kind of keeping an eye out on those. So it is something that you need to adjust to. And in terms of adjusting, Marisol, you mentioned your snow tires, and viewers and listeners near and far, especially if you are in this kind of climate, please pay attention to what's going on in your car. So how about you, team? Do you have any car prep or driving tips?
Yes,
Oh
for
yes.
you wanna go ahead, Naima.
No, you got it, sis. You got it.
Oh, okay. All right. So just a few tips for car preparation. You always have to check the tread depth of your tires. Quick tips for those who are new in this area. Like there's a hack where you can check if your the tread of your tire is good, right? Like the penny test. If you insert the penny in the groove of your tire upside down, let me get my cheat sheet here. So the penny test, if you insert the penny into the groove upside down, if you can see the top of Lincoln's head, then that means you have to change your tire ASAP, as soon as possible. Now the quarter test, if you insert the quarter and it touches George Washington's hands, you need to replace it soon. So, you have to make sure, because the tires are important. That's what's going to prevent us from having an accident. And also, after a winter storm, you have to make sure before you drive your car that you clean your car. Clean the roof, the hood, the trunk, because you can get pulled over if you don't clean out, the snow, because it can be a hazard, not only to you if the snow falls over, in front of your windshield. It's, your visibility. So it's a hazard for you. And also, if the snow flies off to the other car, then you can cause some accidents. So those, be mindful of that before driving out of your driveway. Make sure your car is clean. How about you guys? Any car tips?
No, I know, as you were saying, Marisol, that does happen. I've
Oh,
seen it
Karen,
too.
you're muted.
Fall to the front this winter, and I've seen it fall and fly over to someone else's car.
Yeah, it
So
sounds
yes,
like
it's a real hazard. You think it's going to stay frozen because it's cold outside, but I believe the heat from inside your car, it's kind of melting it to the bottom of it to allow it to slide. So please, guys, clean the top of your car. All you need is a broom. I have brooms outside for sweeping, and when in my car is when it's snowing, I use that same broom to just push it off. Just push it off. It doesn't take that much time. While your car is warming up, it makes it easier. You just push it off. So please, those in this winter storm, please clean your car off. Another tip: make sure, like we're expecting snow again. Make sure your gas tank is full. Make sure you have a full tank. And the best tip I can give you: don't drive in that stuff if you don't have to. And if you have a 4-wheel drive, don't think that the weather will not phase you. We've seen accidents with 4-wheel drive. So please take it easy, slow down. That's my tip.
definitely. When the snow is on my car, I actually have this cover so that when it's time for me to go, I can just take the cover off, and then there's no snow anymore. So it's definitely worth investing in getting a car cover so that when it does snow, you can easily take the snow off your car. That's what I do.
Yeah, Naima, when you mentioned that, I was so jealous. I'm like, that is such a smart idea. Instead of, when the snow is so thick, and just like me and Karen and Marisol, you got to get the brooms out, the brushes out, get it off. And sometimes that snow is really thick. Like, for those of you who are from warm climates, it can get maybe like a foot deep. And then you got to get that off the top of your car. If you're vertically challenged and you have an SUV like myself, you have to climb on top and get it off there. But if you have that cover on, that's super cool. And something that Grace and Abe had mentioned, they actually put bags on their windshield wipers. Because, and I'll be talking about windshield wipers in a little bit too, if you've ever had frozen windshield wipers and it's got that chunk of ice there, it might not be clearing stuff off. And then you just get that one streak, and then and as much as you try, you can't get it off. You kind of want to pull over, get that chunk of ice off. So try that tip of having the bags on top of the windshield wipers. Or, you can do like Naima and have a cover over the car. Now, going back to windshield wipers, one thing that you do need to do is you need to get the right windshield wiper fluid. Now, the regular one, which is usually blue, is not geared for below freezing temperatures. You need to either get the purple one or the orange one, or make sure that It does mention, this is not sponsoring, but it does let you know that this particular one can go to 30 below. So watch out for your windshield wiper fluid, because you can have the snow go on onto your car. You want to get it off, and you want to get, we want to have the clear windshield to make sure that you can drive, clearly. And also a tip that we found out from experience is try to get to the cleaning your driveway, cleaning your car early, and do it in chunks instead of waiting for it to get to a foot deep. Do it maybe every 2 to 4 inches, so that the job's not so hard. Get some headphones on, listen to your favorite song, or listen to our replay on Diner Talks, because that's something that helped our family out tremendously. As my wife would say, if I didn't clean out the driveway and clean the car out, we would have had to do that when her water broke, and it was so cold out that water might have froze. So make sure that you clean your driveway and your car. Do so regularly.
I'm
All
loving
right.
the dad jokes. Loving your dad jokes, Jeff. You're awesome.
As for dads, get your young sons out there to help shovel that snow, because you have to really be careful, because a lot of people are, you can get a heart attack. It's hard on you. It's hard on your muscles. It's hard on the body. So get the young ones out there. When I was a kid, my young brothers would go throughout the neighborhood, shoveling people's snows, shoveling people pavements and stuff, and come back with a boatload of money. But they help the elderly, because we had a lot of elderly in our neighborhood. So maybe help your neighbor out. It's no harm in helping your neighbor out also.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Karen, because my boys are actually excited for this winter storm, because it's another opportunity for them, for their side hustle. Not only they're hustling for, to make money at a young age, but like you said, they're also helping our neighbors who can't get out of their house and can shovel, especially for the elderly. So.
And it's teaching them responsibility and getting them off of their tablets and phones and stuff like that. Exactly. Okay, so now that we've discussed the car, let's talk about how do we keep warm in our homes during the winter. I already mentioned, go outside, get cold. The kids like to play in the snow. Let them but when you come back in, how do you warm up? What do you do to warm up? What about you, Maricel? What do you do to keep warm in the house?
Well, I drink a hot beverage in my favorite mug, the Diner Talks.
Hey, so I have one too.
Yeah, there you go. Cheers, Naima. So yeah, drinking hot beverage will keep you warm, and also staying under the heavy blanket will keep you warm. And I haven't really done this, but if you wear hats, it will keep the heat from coming out of your body through your head. So just wear hats. And I like wearing fleece clothing in the winter, because it really can keep you warm.
Yeah, I like to second that, Maricel. The hat is the thing to keep the head nice and warm. And then also I like the really soft scarves, so my face doesn't feel like, it's getting cut up, even when it's outside is really, really cold. So the soft scarves help out. And, we'll talk a little bit about the sweater in a couple minutes, but I really like wearing sweaters, and I don't really like wearing long johns, but there is different attire that you can wear underneath your clothing that actually makes you feel more comfortable and not so bundled up, but still warm. I think, and it has something to do with the material that's within the undergarment that you wear. So that is like fleece or those, it makes you feel more comfortable, as opposed to so tight knit, sweating profusely. If that makes any sense.
I like wearing the fabric wool, especially merino wool. There's a merino wool and wool. Wool sometimes can be uncomfortable for the skin, right? But if you look for merino wool, it's more, especially if you're outdoor, especially when we go skiing and snowboarding, our base layers and our sweater are merino wool, because it's more comfortable on the skin and it's more moisture wicking. So
I'm definitely gonna take that advice, Miss Ski Lady.
Yeah, look for merino wool. It's more comfortable than just wool.
That's a great one. How about you,
Yeah,
Kim?
I think we're gonna call you a Black Diamond Dagadot from now on.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. See, you got it, brother. You got it, Jeff. You got it.
Yeah. But it's interesting that you mentioned because I actually don't usually like wearing long johns, but they are comfortable, and especially if your layers tend to be pretty thin. So that is a great topic. And don't be ashamed of wearing your winter coat inside. This is my hiking jacket with the fuzzy layer, as y'all mentioned. It's not quite wool. If you have sensitive skin, wool tends to be a no-no, although maybe merino might be better. But yeah, you want to have the fuzzy layer underneath the wind blocking layer. And yeah, if it's that cold in the house, wear your coat inside. I do it every once in a while, and it makes you feel cozy. But also, one important tip that I do need to bring up about being inside the home is watch out for your pipes. We have heard of some people, and their pipes burst. So there's some important things there to watch out for, because that can be an expensive mess. So leave your pipes dripping. But then take a look also, something that our family had experienced was find out about your house, find out about the pipes, and then see where the insulation is, and make sure that the pipes are also included there. And insulate yourself too.
Those are good tips. Those are really
Yes.
good tips.
That's a great segue.
No one mentioned socks. I'm fussing now. My grandkids are over today, and they're running around with put some socks on your feet. There are some warm, cozy cotton socks. There are different kinds of socks that you can just wear around the house. I love socks, but babies, yes, Jeff, babies kick their socks off. You will be buying socks. So as for socks, my sister-in-law years ago, when my kids were little, gave me a tip. I think someone mentioned it before, that you buy the same color socks, the same color, same style. Just buy a bunch of them, so you'll always have a mate to that sock. But then if you got fancy socks and they're different, just put 2 different socks on. But socks on your feet, oh wow, that's a must when you're in the house in the winter. That to me is a must. Also, I have a fireplace. I have a fireplace, but I've never used it. I had one in my previous house, but I never used it. I'm not like particular on, I don't know. It's the smell, it's the whole 9 yards. But I do know that people, up in cabins and stuff, they get real cozy and with a fireplace. But me personally, no fireplace. If you do have a fireplace, please, watch it, keep it clean, make sure your chimney's clean, the whole 9 yards, make sure any matches or anything are put way up out of the sight of children, because that's another topic for another show.
Yeah, and speaking of the topic, it's so much fun talking about this, but we have to get to our last question and then the rest of our show. So, the last question, do you have any tips on emotionally preparing yourself for the cold and snow? Like, you can physically prepare, that we've been talking about, but how do you emotionally prepare? Let's start off with Marisol.
Yes, that's a very great question before we wrap up. It's the winter season. There's no need to stress and be depressed about it. You live in a state where winter is one of the seasons, and snow is going to happen, a blizzard is going to happen. So some people get stressed about it and get depressed, but instead of getting stressed and depressed, why don't you just take the opportunity to just relax and recharge? This is a great opportunity to find more family time if kids don't have school, if you can't get out to work. So this is a perfect time to have time with your family, time to clean your house, like I need that time to clean the house. Also time to make that recipe that you've been saving for a while, and that's me too. So in other words, instead of being sad about the upcoming winter storm, take this moment into a positive moment for your family. When my kids were small, we always look forward for a blizzard because we can go out afterwards, after the storm, we can go snow sledding, snowball fight, those little things. And now that they're teenagers, they look forward to make money. So that's my emotional tip. And of course, don't forget to pray, especially if you have to drive, always pray and ask for God's guidance to keep us safe as we drive.
All right. How about you, Naima?
Honestly, just really keeping a positive mindset and being around people. I think it's great when you're surrounding yourself with people who have those ideas and those mindsets, because I don't want to say it, but misery does love company. So you want to make sure that you have people that are around you that are lifting you up. And so, yeah, because your environment definitely creates your world.
All right. How about you, Karen?
For me, just think warm thoughts, think that you're out on a beach somewhere, so when you're cold, just think warm thoughts. When you're hot, think cold thoughts. That's a good opportunity, like Marisol said, to try a recipe. Make a big pot of soup, that soup that you've been trying to, that recipe you've been wanting to try. Make a huge pot of soup, a big pot of a hot chocolate, your favorite tea. Just wind down, relax, and enjoy it, like everyone said.
All right, and we are hoping the following people are winding down and relaxing. We have to wind down, but just letting you know, we have James Malaban, Brother James Malaban and Brother Brandon watching, and also Sister Darlene Tomas viewing. And out of district, we have Mario Oka, one of our favorites. Good morning, good midnight here in the Philippines, and enjoy watching here on INCRadio New Jersey Satellite Studio. Greetings from the local of Brixton, district of Caloocan North. We also have Ivan Ray Capistrano. Good morning, New Jersey. Viewing from LAC. Hoping all is staying warm during this cold time. It's warm over where you're at. And John Albert Elmenzo. Happy viewing from Luzhu, Taiwan. And Tristan J. Dongoya. Happy viewing from Luzhu district of Taiwan. And, we'll go quickly to our panel shout outs. So let's start from left to right on my screen. Marisol, you first.
Yes, just want to say advance happy birthday to my sister in the Philippines, Sister Anne. Happy birthday to you, and to everybody who's watching. Thank you so much for spending your morning with us.
All right, Naima.
Family, hey, thanks for watching, and everybody on the panel. Great discussion.
Okay, Mama Karen.
All right, I'd like to say thank you for family and friends for watching in our locale of Philadelphia. Thanks.
All right, happy birthday to my cousin Anisha Blanco, and happy birthday also to Marilyn Russell over in Texas. And congrats to Agnes and Alvin Esguerra, and welcome to the world, Larabelle Adria. I think we have to go to our next thing and go through it real quick.
All right, so we have winners for our launch episode. Honorable mention, local congregation of Winslow. Third place, Aston. Second place, Philadelphia. And first place, Elizabeth. Congratulations.
And the winners from the last episode, honorable mention, Bayonne. Third place, Winslow. Second place, Aston. And first place, Elizabeth.
All right, and I think that's enough for our show. For the viewers and listeners who commented in the live chat, we'll mention your comments maybe in the next show, and we'll have a show on leftovers. So I think we got to go to the extra. Over to you, Naima.
All right, and that's it for our show today. Thanks to everyone who tuned in for today's show. And if you've never been to a diner, we hope that today's talk encourages you to face the rest of the winter more prepared.
All right, and before we go, we'd like to thank our church administration for their continuous support to INCRadio and allowing us to have this show where we can stay connected and learn together and stay warm and cozy. We thank our executive minister, Brother Eduardo Manalo, and our deputy executive minister, Brother Angelo Manalo.
Next, we'd like to thank our district supervising minister, Brother Alan P. Fernandez, our assistant district supervising minister, Brother Ruben Brusto Jr., our Christian Family Organization overseer, Brother Royal Milan, and our district multimedia advisor, Brother James Malabana.
And we also like to thank our INC radio station manager, Brother Wally Taray, our executive producer, Brother Emmanuel Andaya. And before we say goodbye, we again thank all of our viewers for taking the time to watch Diner Talks. We are signing off for now. Until next time, same diner, new vibes.